Hello friends, this is Nikhil Sablania and today I am going to talk about a very interesting thing which all of you must wanted to know, must wanted to understand. It's affecting everybody in our nation. It's about safety of the people. And I have prepared this session through a book by Mr. N. Vohra, who had been a bureaucrat and governor in Indian government. The title of the book is Safeguarding India: Essays on Governance and Security. It was published in 2016. The book was with me for the last 2 years, but recently the sad incidents at Pahalgaon made me to find out the books which I have regarding the safety of India, and this is one of the book. I wanted to understand the foreign policies and internal policies of India. For that, I ordered some books, and this book was there in my shelf. I read this book and I was amazed to find some interesting facts which I thought that I should tell you. India, a vast country, had been subject of various invasions. The first invasion was in 711 by Muhammad bin Qasim. Then came various invaders, then Portuguese, French, and British. And in the recent years, Pakistan has been not only just an invader but a prime intruder, a prime criminal for the safety of India. Some astonishing facts which Mr. Anand Vora talks about in his various essays. You must be knowing of those facts. An interesting thing which he says is that if the crime has low risk, then it has paid off better, then it becomes a good business. It means that if the stakes are lesser in the crime, then it is a profitable business for criminals. Pahalgam incident is not the alone incident. Kashmir had been intruded by terrorists. 2611, the attack by terrorists in the commercial city of India, Mumbai, in which hundreds of innocents, hundreds of innocent Indians were killed. They were murdered by the terrorists. But that was not the only incident. Train blasts, 8 blasts in the city of Delhi, 13 blasts in Mumbai, continuous blasts in 1993, burning of a shrine, Chirare-Sharif, in 1995 in Kashmir, illegal entry of weapons in Purulia, the crimes perpetrated by various foreign agencies are not alone. We have so many criminals within our country, and apart from these criminals, the internal security of the people is most important. Though he has written so many things, from the point of the constitutional amendments to the point of creating various agencies for security. Some of the points are very relevant and very interesting and very important to be noted. These are the points which are the main points of this discourse. Now, first is the strength of the police. At present, the strength of the police is around 20 lakh. I would give approximate figures. But the sanctioned strength is 2 lakh, 26 lakh. This means around 6 lakh vacant positions are there in the police. So there is a scarcity of the number of actual police professionals required, policemen required in India. Now, if we compare the number of police per lakh in India with that of USA, then the figures have a huge gap. In India, as per government standard, as per government figures, around 195 policemen are there for 1 lakh people. But in USA, it's 340 policemen per lakh of the population. So here is also we can see that there are lesser number of policemen. In a crime, in a crime state having too much crime, Uttar Pradesh, number of policemen per lakh are 50 less than the actual numbers. So for per lakh there are 50 policemen less. Nagaland has the highest number of policemen, around 1200 per lakh. In a state of Uttar Pradesh it's 134, whereas it should be around 185. However, it is still less as we compare to USA. Now, more interesting and subjective matters regarding the police is not just the numbers but the way police operates. First, he talks about the act under which police operates, and that is Police Act of 1861. That is a very old act. Some states have changed. I don't know about the present, but when he wrote this book, some were remained same. Some were having like following the same old police act. An interesting thing which he talks about is like due to the lack of police in the various states, India has created a huge number of paramilitary forces which are controlled by the central government. Now, whenever there is a dispute in any state, center sends these paramilitary forces to those states. That is why the state of Kashmir is having so many paramilitary forces. Mr. N. Vohra argues that why government is doing this. At the time of independence, there were just 1 lakh central's paramilitary forces, but now the number is too large. But why this number is too large? Because the states are not filling their vacant positions and they are not increasing their strength. Now, the security of the states, the internal security of the states lies with the states. It's not in the hands of the central government as per the constitution. This means that states are responsible for their internal security. Central government can send its para forces or military only if a state shows its inability to deal with the situation. But Mr. Vohra argues that why such situation should arise. And he also argues that this is not a good ecosystem for security. Now, what is the purpose of a state police? First, it should have a good number of policemen, a good strength it should have. Second, technological advancement. A police should be technically advanced, and nowadays we see that the terrorists and criminals, they are far ahead of the government agencies. So technical improvement is required for police. Now police in India serves various functions. This he also argues that these functions should be separated, and it's not only just his arguments. He has given the list of various committees set up which suggested these further changes in the system of police. Like, police is responsible for maintaining law and order and also investigation of the crimes. This he and various agencies, various committees have recommended that this should be separated. That means a separate investigation agency should be established. But so far, there is no such separate investigation agencies. All burden lies with the police officers. Interestingly, he writes that an average policeman in India, a police officer in India, works for 12 to 13 hours, whereas he, as per the law, has to work for 8 hours. So there is overburden on the policemen due to the lesser number of policemen. Then he writes about the weapons, the security weapons that they have, that there should be advanced weapons. Nowadays, terrorists, criminals, they use advanced weaponry, but policemen have very old fashioned weapon, and the number of weapons distributed to number of policemen is also very low. You must have seen American movies. Look at the police in America and police in India. In America, police has helicopters, fast moving cars, most up to date weapons, bulletproof jackets, good shoes. But if you look at the police in India, look at their shoes. Their shoes are like 100 years old shoes. Clothes have remained same, so there has been development in the types of the garments and weapons, you know. Then he also talks about the budgetary allocation. At present, the budget for police is 1 crore, around 1 crore 43 lakh rupees. And the budget, now this is the budget for the police for 145 crore people. But in America, for 35 crore people, the budget is $134 billion. That is around $1 billion is like 9,000 crore rupees, and 90,000 crore rupee, around over 3.2 lakh crore rupee. And in India it's 100 and 134. That is over 300 lakh crore rupee. Here is 140. So it's I'm not, I think it's just, give me a second. It's over 30 lakh crore rupee. So look at the difference of the budget. Budget in India 1 lakh 44 around 45,000 crore rupee. In USA it's over 3 lakh 30 lakh crore rupee. So 20 times more budget is there. Our population is almost 5 times, 6 times, at least 5 times of the population of USA. Now USA doesn't have border with hostile neighbors. We have border with hostile neighbors. We have border with 5 countries. Our area is 23,000 kilometers border area, and we have sea on the 3 sides. They have sea on the 2 sides. So our responsibilities and liabilities are too higher, too much than America, because on the west front we have Pakistan, and then we know that this area was always been invaded, and bordering China also is not safe. We know that we had been conflict with China. Now the least number of police per lakh is in Bihar, and it is a worrisome situation because Bihar is very near to Bangladesh and China. So being very near to Bangladesh and China, it should have more policemen and advanced police system. So is in West Bengal because it is also near to China, near sea and near Bangladesh. These two states have least policemen per lakh people. Apart from the higher, apart from these dangers from their neighboring countries and the borders, these states have very high percentage of population. Recently we have seen lot of things in the northeast also, in Bengal also. So Mr. Vohra argues that because of these deficiencies in our own internal system of safety in the police department and not separating it from the inquiry department, what the central government does, that whenever there is a dispute it sends its paramilitary forces. Now these people in the paramilitary forces are actually not trained for such situations. They are less paid. They have to move from one place to another. This shows their lack in understanding the languages of other people, the local customs, the local manners, and it also demoralizes them. So what we have done is, like, in spite of making all the states capable of themselves, we have created another force, and we send this force whenever it is required. So there are some points I would like to read which he has mentioned. You listen all these points and understand the grievousness of the situation. The point number one: 25% of the police station and 50% of the police outposts do not have regular buildings. So 25% of police station and 50% of police posts do not have regular building. Over 37% police districts work from makeshift police lines. Over 70% police districts do not have proper control room. Superintendents of police in over 34% police districts are not provided residential accommodations. So we have not even provided residential accommodations for superintendents. 70% of the constabulary is without residential accommodation. The mobility deficiency is approximately 43%. The weaponry available with police is insufficient and obsolete. The communication systems are inadequate, out of date, and non functional in most cases. The National Police Commission has assessed over 20 years ago that constables were required to work an average of 13 hours per day. Present they perform daily duty of even longer hours. Police personnel are provided training opportunities only once in 20 years, though they are required to undergo training every 5 years. So for every 5 years there has to be a training program, but it is provided only once in 20 years. The crucial the the curricula the curricula of the training of policemen, which requires continuing orientation to modern policing practices with special reference to the emerging crime pattern, have not been regularly reviewed and changed. Inadequate attention has been paid to the maintenance of up-to-date crime records and communication system which would enable rapid access and retrieval of the required information for investigating crime. Forensic science laboratories are very few in number, and even these are inadequately equipped. The speed and quality of the investigation are seriously impaired as thousands of references made by police remaining pending for a prolonged period, resulting in failure of prosecution and continued resort to obsolete investigative methodologies. These are the some points he has raised. Though this particular essay was written in the year 2001, things must have changed now, but seeing the same things happening, it raises concern for us as citizens, for us as the people who are running the government, people who are making the laws, for the judiciary, that we should also focus on the security issues, because now we are living in a world where we wanted to live free. We wanted to go to various places in India. We wanted to enjoy the liberty given in businesses. But all these things can happen only if there is security for every citizen. And security is not doesn't mean that you have a lathi in the hand. We have to create a sophisticated system, and we have to give the sophisticated weaponry to the policemen, sophisticated shoes. Sophisticated thinking is also important. We can't put policemen burdened with hours of working. They are also human beings, and they also need proper rest. We spend lot of time, lot of money in advanced technology in army, but why we are not giving advanced technology to our police? We are spending billions of rupees in weapons, but the budget of police has remained very low. The wages have remained very low. This also leads to corruption. This we should understand. I hope my message is clear. There are many other things he talks about, but these are the main things. And the gist is what he says, that crime would be a profitable business if it is not risky. So if the risk factors in crime are lower, if there is a low risk factor in the crime, and crime is nothing but for people, it's a business. It's about drugs, it's about economic crimes are also there. We have created a very sophisticated system to avoid the economic crimes, most of the transactions are taking place through electronic system. But there are many other factors, and particularly in the police force. Now he says that whenever center tries that the states should enhance their capacity in police system, they raise their hands and give excuse that this is a state matter, and when state will be capable to implement all these things, only then state can do. So this is also important, and we should also think about to bring this matter under the control of central government, so that state can't get away from its duties. They can't make excuses, and nor the central government can make excuse. But along with this, we have to also give autonomy to policemen. This he also says. And commission was set up. Recommendations were given. We know that today police works under the pressure of politicians. And as per various commissions and various recommendations, the autonomy of police is also important. Like transfers. So an officer who is given a post, or a policeman who has been given a post, should stay there for at least 2 to 3 years, and none of the people in the government, including even the prime minister, can transfer him, or chief minister can transfer him. Today we have seen the incidents of officers, and this should not only be applied to police only, but also to civil servants and other government officers. Because if they are threatened, if they have pressure, if they are transferred from one post to another, then we can't deliver justice. So an autonomous system, an autonomous ecosystem must be created for the police. And also it shouldn't be used, even if it has been taken under center, it shouldn't be used by the center against the state. That could only happen if autonomous system for police is created. And we can't say that that will be difficult and that police would become out of control, because then we have systems of checks and balances. There could be some other systems like going to judiciary, and judiciary plays an important role because police has to do everything as per the law, and law control is controlled by judiciary. So we can't say that there are no systems of checks and balances. We can implement them rather than making the police controlled by the politicians. I have also read many incidents where politicians try to bully the governors from the same party, the party which appoints them. These things can only happen like a governor, and autonomy should be given to police. So I hope that these points are clear. Thank you very much for watching them. We have some books of Dr. Ambedkar, the lawmaker of India, the constitution maker of India. We have books written by him, on him. We have books on freedom struggle, on issues of caste, and many other books. This book you can order online, or for our books you can call me on 8527533051 or 8851188170. There is a WhatsApp number 8447913116. You can also go to our website and order books. The website is nspmart.com. This book by Mr. Alan Vohra you can order from any other website. It's published by Harper Collins India. This is the book. So I am Nikhil Sablania, and telling you about these important change is needed in the security system of India under the umbrella of what sad incidents have happened recently at Pahalgam and other incidents. We have to be responsible if you want to build a modern technical India. If you want to go into the next century, then security is the most one of the important concern of every citizen of a country to strengthen the nation. Thank you very much.